Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and we're going to get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. And so all the stocks that I'm going to mention at the beginning of this video, there's one thing that they all have in common that I want to go over, which is the most bullish thing in my opinion. So we're going to start off with IGEN first. And so the biggest thing we're going to look at with all the stocks today is that we are going to look at them on the weekly time frame. So this gives us a longer term trend rather than looking at it on a shorter time frame like the daily, the hourly, or the 30-minute time frames. So when we're looking at a weekly time frame, we're looking at a long-term trend, and if we can find any sort of clues that will lead us into a better investment opportunity. And so for me, the biggest thing I like to look at is the MACD. When your blue line is under your orange line, you should not be in the stock. You should be waiting for the opportunity. However, once you get the crossover and you get the blue line crossing the orange, that right there becomes a buying opportunity. And so if we're looking at this on the weekly, we crossed down back in April. And so since then, we have yet to see any sort of reversal. However, we have recently, in the last couple of trading sessions, actually crossed over on the weekly. And so what this signifies is that over the next few weeks, we should actually see an uptrend with this stock. Now that the blue line is above the orange, we are getting into an uptrend zone. However, what we really want to see is this orange line get back above the zero line. Once this orange line is above this zero line, the uptrend officially begins. So right now we are still in a downtrend, but this is almost like buying the bottom on this stock. When you see this crossover, this is essentially like buying the bottom. You know you are going to get an uptrend for the next few weeks. And so the biggest thing is, are we going to get rejected at the zero line, or are we going to break above and we're going to continue on this very nice uptrend? And so the reason why I wanted to bring up our MACD is because now is the time to be in these plays. Now is the time to buy the fear. Now is the time to get in on these. And I want to show you how a lot of these plays on the OTC correlate together and how this is going to be a very nice time for people who are in this explosive penny stock watch list that we have. And so the second stock we're going to look at here is Humble on the weekly. And so same thing here. You can see we got a cross down back in April. Very similar to all of our other OTC plays. And now here we are today about to cross over. So we actually have not yet crossed over, but as soon as you get this crossover on the weekly, that is usually a great sign for an entry position. And so what you usually want to see with these type of crossovers is once this blue line is above this orange line, this stock is a hold until we start to see any signs of a breakdown, and a breakdown would mean the blue line crossing down on the orange. And so, like for example, if we go back here in Humble's initial run, we were above the orange line, we were in great health, great health, great health, great health, great health. You can see right here, we were starting to get away from our orange line. And so this is usually a sign that once you start getting away like this, we are starting to get into overbought scenarios and we should expect to see the price come down. And so this right here is the official crossover. And so from this point on, you can see our price action has just been in the gutter. And so here we are today, finally starting to reverse. So we have IGEN and we have Humble that are reversing right now on the weekly time frame, which does mean and signify a longer term uptrend. And so to continue on the same theme that we're on, we're looking at FTEG on the weekly. Same thing here. We have just been going down and now we are crossing over our orange signal line, and it should indicate a longer uptrend. And so obviously we don't know if this is going to come all the way back up to the zero line. However, when we're looking at the RSI at a cool 43, especially on our weekly time frame, this is a very great sign. And so the reason why this is such a good sign is because if we look at where RSI was at 43 back here, our price action was a lot lower than what it is now. So we are actually setting higher lows on our RSI. And so the reason why I like this setup is because the accumulation was super high. And again, on the weekly time frame, once you see the MACD crossing over, that is signaling a longer term uptrend. And so I do think right here on FTEG, you are getting the bottom. And so we will officially get our buy signal soon on this stock in the next couple of trading sessions once we see this cross over our orange line. Next stock of the day, we're looking at WDLF, and same thing with Social Life Network. Our MACD is crossing over, showing a bullish sign and is indicative of a longer term uptrend. If we just look at our chart, we got a breakout of resistance, and now we are sitting right now actually on a 50-day SMA. And so you can see right now the price action is looking great for a lot of these stocks. I think this is the time to be in the OTC market. We did get new rules in effect September 28th, and so all the pink current stocks should start to get a little bit more inflow than outflow, especially these next coming weeks. And so the next couple months are going to be extremely exciting for the OTC market and investors who are in this specific watch list. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI on the weekly. Same thing here with SEGI. We got the cross down here at the end of March, and now here we are with SEGI. We're getting our bullish crossover. Our price is above our 50 SMA. And so a lot of these plays are looking extremely juicy. It's a matter of which one you choose. When you see the patterns line up like this, most OTC plays go together. And so we have a very great bunch of plays within our watch list that are starting to reverse. But I want to show you guys some plays that aren't reversing right now that can reverse later on. And so if you are in these plays, expect these to be in more of a consolidation phase a little bit longer. And so that stock that I'll be referring to right now is ALYI on the weekly. You can see there's no real sign of us reversing just yet. We are just parallel with our signal line. And so yes, we are sitting on a very major level of support. And so this potentially could be the bottom on this stock. However, we really want confirmation and we want to see the blue cross the orange so that we don't waste any time. We are just immediately in the uptrend and we can take our gains where we please. And so this is an example of a stock that is a little bit further away on the reversal process. Next stock, we're looking at 88 Energy. Same thing. This stock still has a long ways to go before it settles down and it consolidates. So there's no really hurry, in my opinion, to get into this one, which is why this is more of a stock to keep on your watch list, not to buy right now. But we are going to watch and wait for this one to bottom before we enter it. And so with 88 Energy, there's no reason to hop in right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL. And so Vivos Inc. actually has the best MACD setup of all of our stocks on our watch list. And I kind of want to explain that right now. So you can see our orange line on our weekly MACD never got below the 0 line. All that means is that we were in a bear market on an uptrend. And so if we break down from the 0 line, that means we are in a downtrend. And so when we're above our 0 line, we're actually on an uptrend. So if we see the price go down, all that means is that's a buying opportunity on an uptrend. And so with RDGL, you can see our orange never went down from the 0 line, and now our blue is crossed above finally, which is letting me know that RDGL is ready for its uptrend. And so that's where the patience comes in. Once I get this crossover, I'm in. I get into the stock, I hold, I wait till I start to see any signs of a breakdown, and that is usually when I sell. And so right now, these are buying opportunities for a lot of these stocks, not selling opportunities. We have been in the gutters for a very long time, and so it's finally time to see these stocks reversing. And on a technical level, this is exactly what they're telling us. The MACDs are crossing over on the weekly, and it is looking extremely bullish for the next couple months, in my opinion, for a lot of these plays. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC on the weekly. So flat again, ACDC is just consolidating. Our lines are parallel, so there is no real sign yet to get into ACDC. I got in because I'm a long-term investor with ACDC, so I'm not really playing this on any swings. And so ideally, we would want to wait for this blue to cross the orange before we enter the stock. But because this is a long play, this is just a buy and accumulate for myself, which is why I'm not really playing this with the MACD. But if you were, you want to wait for this blue to cross the orange. Next stock of the day is a new stock on our watch list, and this is a big one that a lot of people are following. This is ticker symbol ENZC. And so with this one, MACD looking absolutely beautiful. You could see we are starting to show a trajectory that is going to give us this cross. If we look at where our price action is on the weekly, we're above our 50 SMA. And so it's starting to look really nice for a lot of these stocks. I like ENZC. A lot of the stocks that we're seeing curling up right now are a buy. And so if you're watching this video today, you should be taking this in as a blessing because you are getting in on all of these plays at an extremely nice price. And so on a technical level, you actually can't get in at a better price. These are the reversal points that we look for when we are trading. And so here we are with the OTC market with a lot of the plays that we have that are going to continue to reverse the next couple months. And so I just wanted to quickly go over all of these plays to show you guys why I am so excited with these stocks. And so don't expect them to blow up in the next day, showing us on the weekly that we are going to have a sustained uptrend for the next coming months. And so if you are looking at it that sense, this should be a great time for investors. You should be a lot happier than you were a couple months ago when you were in the downtrend. And so it is looking very nice in the OTC market on a technical level. So I'm very excited to see where these stocks play out by the end of the year. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs. So if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.